Welcome to the Big E Outdoor Radio Show with your hosts, Big E and Brandon of Big E TV. Found nationally on your favorite outdoor television channels. Big E Outdoor Radio challenges all the hot topics in the outdoors, from racing to hunting and even grilling in the backyard. Our mission is to educate on the facts of the impact of the outdoors on all our lives and encourage good stewardship and good fellowship among our ranks. Follow Big E Outdoors on Facebook at Big E Outdoors and Big E Outdoor Radio. Send us feedback and get in on conversations with us. Fasten your seatbelts, because this ain't your daddy's morning show. We'll be right back with Big E and Brandon in the morning on Big E Outdoor Radio.
Whoa, am I on? Hello? Welcome back to some Big E Outdoor Radio.
I hope you have something to talk about, because the whole commercial break, I've been stuck on the whole turkey thing yet.
Yeah, I know. There's actually a big sale coming up for everybody. I just want to let you know that at Chase Outdoors over on off of Brown Boulevard or Brown Street or Brown whatever, right across from the stinky Domtar Mill there in Rothschild, they're having a sale that Justin doesn't know about yet. He's going to find out right now.
Oh, gosh.
Everything in the store, it's for 2 days only, is 75% off. Everything. On February 30th and 31st. So you have to get there on those 2 days only. And it's quite a sale.
Wait a minute.
What?
Are you having a hard time comprehending this?
Yeah. Justin doesn't know about this?
No, he does now. 75% off everything in the store on February 30th and 31st only.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Hello.
Big Fly, wake up.
All right, so get down there.
Yeah, head on down there on the 30th and 31st of February. And if you miss those days, well, then it's back to wherever the normal prices are.
Too bad, you're SOL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And your Twitter account will be closed those days, too.
Oh, they're going to close it. Yeah, Facebook's going to shut down in them days. That ought to start a panic. And so is Plenty of Moose.
Plenty of Moose.com.
PlentyofMoose.com will not be working on February 30th and 31st.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So anyway, there was an article in here in the Outdoor News about these guys that went to the National Wild Turkey Banquet. So they feel like they got to write about it because they finally got out of the state and went to a show. I got news for you guys. They put that show on every year. People travel from all over. You're not that special. But anyhow, they were talking about how, they could afford to go this year because gas prices were down. And that brings up something. Have the politicians figured out yet that our economy revolves around the price of gas?
Eh?
If gas is affordable, people drive, people spend money, they go shopping, they go on trips. When they can't afford to fill their tank, they don't. It's pretty simple politics when you really think about it. But now when the gas prices are falling way down, this is where I think that the government should step in.
Actually, they're going back up again.
They should freeze it at $2. And just because it's cheaper, they should take that all in a special fund that sits there and keeps the gas price at $2 when it starts to go back up. They could be putting all that money away to subsidize the whole project and keep our economy flowing. It's so simple that you'd wonder why I'm not the president. Yeah.
Big E for president. All right.
Yeah.
That scares me.
The government would shut down during deer season.
All schools are closed.
Yep. That'd be a national holiday. I'd fix it. And that's probably how I'd win. Is I just tell everybody, look, flat out, There's not going to be any school on opening weekend on deer season during the 9-day gun season. It's closed. Done. It will be federal law. Yeah.
I really don't think. I mean, it sounds great. It really does, but I just don't know if you would get that to pass.
If it was the president, I would. He just signs whatever he wants. And they
Yeah,
pass
you're right.
it,
He does. Yeah. Well, the guy that we have in office now,
The guy.
or
How he got there, I have no idea.
we don't want to get
Let's
rolling
not-
on
let's
that
not
this
go into
morning.
politics.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, let's stay out of that.
I'm in a
Speaking of
good
that,
mood today.
You got your stuff to
know.
do your taxes?
I do.
It's that time of year. People could do their taxes. Get your big refunds coming back.
I know people who've already gotten their refunds back.
No way.
Yeah.
They send them in already, got a refund?
Yeah.
Somehow I just don't think you want to be the first guy to have your tax return flop on their desk.
Oh yeah.
Bam! Oh, we owe this guy a refund? Let's take a look at this. Since he's number 1 this year again, let's just take a look and see. Okay. Oh, he's got 17 kids? Yeah.
You can't claim your bear dogs, okay?
Yeah. Although some of those guys might have Social Security numbers for their bear dogs. Now, that would be it. If you could actually register your dog with a birth certificate, get it a Social Security number. And I wonder how long it would take the government to figure out that it was a dog. What do you do when that dog dies, though?
This kid died at 15 years old. Every year, this guy gets
This
another
guy has
kid.
a lot of kids that die at 15 years. He said this one got eaten by a wolf. What happened here?
Oh man.
He's looking for a tax break because his kid got eaten by a wolf. I don't understand this. What happened? This one got hit by a car. Jeez.
Says this one wouldn't hunt and he shot it. Oh man.
This kid has been surrendered to the Humane Society. I don't.
Oh man.
Oh well. Anyhow,
This guy has a lot of kids.
some people have a lot of tax write-offs, shelters, things like that. So why not? Why not get your dog's Social Security numbers and claim them as dependents? They are dependent on you. Are they not? You're quiet over there. You got dip. Did you just swallow your dip?
No.
Where in the world are you? You don't like that chair, huh? It goes down on him. So, there. Oh, now you're sitting up high. You really look like something. Hey, by the way, we ran a Shed Shop commercial in the last segment, and it somehow was one of them, the wrong number. So 3050 584 3050 715 584 3050. That will get you to Denny at the Shed Shop, where you can get next year's. You can get next year's ice fishing shack, deer hunting blind, whatever you want. This is going. In case you guys are wondering why I'm distracted, there's musical chairs going on in the studio right now. Brandon has just tried on 3 chairs to find the one that he likes.
The one that I'm on now,
Yeah.
it doesn't have any arms on it, so I can actually move my legs.
It's because you're a little large in the rear portion of
Well,
your
no,
body.
it's because you've got the only seat in the house that allows you to go underneath the desk, and I've got this flat wall that I got to suck up to get to the microphone, and I can't.
Look, that microphone stretches out, and I'm not saying it's going to stay there, but it'll move.
Yep, probably won't stay there.
No.
Oh, Tim's got something.
But
to
at
say
least you're
there.
comfortable. I thought Tim had something to say there.
Yeah, he was.
He was
looking like it.
he was like bellying up to the mic there, like he was ready to feed us with some facts, some factual information.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is it break time? Why the music? Heard of the music? He's just throwing the confusions in there. So anyway, it is turkey season, and you can get on the road. And if you want to join us, we're actually going to be doing the going in the quest for the Super Slam.
The Grand Slam.
Wait, yeah, the North American Grand Slam. The Super Slam doesn't come until you hammer that one in northern Mexico. The Rio Grande. No, not the Rio. The what the heck is another one? Gould's.
Yeah, that's
Gould's. Yep.
it. Yeah.
But then there's
Cucamonga.
the Huchamonga Chupacabra turkey, and then there's the one in South America. If you want to get the World Slam.
This kid got eaten by a chupacabra.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'm still...
What is that one again?
What's that?
The one in Central America, the one that looks like a peacock.
It might be a peacock.
No, it's not. It's not a peacock. It's a turkey. But you could shortcut it, and if you find some of these farmers that crossbreed turkeys and peacocks, you could pull it off, and people wouldn't believe that you shot the ocellated turkey. That's what it is.
So
It just came to me.
I have a question.
We're talking turkey. Yeah, go ahead.
How do you two feel about shooting your relatives?
You mean turkeys? We had to clarify that quick. You don't want to. That's a subject you don't want to get me on. 'Cause I got some that, by God.
All right, let's talk off the air, Tim, okay?
Well, I was just wondering if this borders on, like cannibalism or something.
Eating turkey?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't even really like. The only turkey I'll eat is the wild turkey. The stuff you buy in the store, these butterballs and stuff, they're a lot easier to sneak up on. But
Well, that's because they're frozen in one spot.
yeah,
There's some people I work with that they think that wild turkey is just too dry and they don't like eating it and all.
that's because they don't know how to cook it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I like wild turkey.
Yeah.
Well, why
You
don't
talking about the liquor or the actual bird?
Both. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. My stomach just rolled a little bit because, a couple weekends ago we went ice fishing and there was wild turkey involved.
There was some wild turkey on the ice.
Yeah. Oh, man.
What I want to know is why you guys have to insist on always killing stuff. Why can't you just go to the grocery store and buy, and buy your food where no animals were hurt in the process?
Yeah.
Oh, please. Oh, man.
Tongue in cheek.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We get some of that vegetarian grass-fed beef.
No, get this. I seen something on Facebook. There was a gal on the news talking about the reason that she doesn't eat lobster and stuff like that is because she doesn't like eating animals that were alive when you killed it. She actually said this. I'm like, you got to be kidding.
Did you know that lobsters and jellyfish are immortal?
How so?
They will not die, not literally, but they will not die of old age. The only way that lobster and jellyfish die is if they're killed. That's why the jellyfish populations keep rising. And the same with lobster. Unless you harvest it, boil it, and eat it, that lobster's going to keep living. It will live until something literally kills it. It doesn't just die.
Well, we'll never run out of jelly.
I know. Like, is that a grape jellyfish over there, or is it raspberry?
No, it's mixed berry.
Not them again. Oh, Lord. Even the jellyfish are in the rainbow movement.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. He's got something. This ought to be really good.
Hey, Tim wants to whisper in my ear.
Yeah, I bet he does. But we're getting ready to do some turkey hunting here soon. Anyway, I was saying, we start down in Florida, where the only place in the world you can get the Osceola turkey is in Florida. They're not anywhere else, and it's below a certain point. It's not like the minute you cross the border into Georgia, you automatically shooting Osceolas. You have to get far enough down in Florida for it to be considered, because there are crosses between the Osceola and the Eastern. I think they call it the Easterola.
And there you go. That's your Easter turkey.
There,
Yeah.
Eastern turkeys. I
Easter.
know there's an Easter turkey. We cooked it a few times.
Yeah.
Have the family over, and it's like, what are we cooking for Easter? Ham? No, cooking a turkey.
Tim was just asking me about the dingleberry jellyfish.
That's the one that stings. Yeah.
That's weird. Okay. Anyways.
You know what to do if you get bit by a jellyfish, don't you? You know how to cure the burn? Seriously. It's going to sound really good. I know, because you don't know. Yeah, I know. Like
I've heard something about this, but I can't remember what it was. Something
you have to have someone urinate on it.
I heard. That's what I heard.
Brandon was worried I was going to use a different acronym for that.
Well, yeah, because there's a word you can't use. It rhymes with miss.
Yeah. But, yeah. If you get bit by a jellyfish, you want to run up on shore and beg somebody to pee on you.
Well, she's cute.
Yeah. Some guys are into that, and I think they practice and they pretend a jellyfish bit them.
I got stung by a jellyfish. This is the 4th time today. Please
pretend the jellyfish stung me. Oh,
that's so weird.
It's gross.
What's wrong with us? What is wrong with us?
I believe the shorter list would be what's right.
Yeah.
Probably.
What's not wrong with us?
Yeah, what's not wrong with us? All right.
We don't have the show doesn't go on that long.
Yeah. We got to be close to a break, aren't we?
Yeah.
Or did we just come back from one?
No. 40 seconds.
Oh, we got 40 seconds. Let's
Let's
cut early. We'll take a break on that, and we'll be right back with some more great things to talk about at Big E Outdoor Radio.
Oh, I hope so.
Grilling season never ends at Dickey's Barbecue Pit in Wausau. Meats are seasoned in slow-smoked and hickory wood-burning pits on site daily. Buy it as a meal or buy it by the pound. Takeout's available. Drive-through, dine-in, or even get Dickey's to cater your next big event. Dickey's Barbecue Pit, located at 2111 Stewart Avenue across from Furniture and Appliance Mart. You can smell the hickory smoke goodness already.
When you're cruising down the road and got your nose astray, call B.I.B. Auto Body night or day.
Whether you had a run-in with a deer or something a little bigger, BRB Auto Body can make your car look like it just rolled off the assembly line. BRB Auto Body specializes in complete body and paint repair, fiberglass repair, and custom painting. At BRB Auto Body, you'll receive a complimentary loaner car while yours is being repaired. Plus, you can have pictures of your vehicle's progress emailed to you on a daily basis. BRB Auto Body also offers 24-hour towing and roadside assistance at 359-9792. The next time you need auto body repair, choose BRB Auto Body, located just 1/2 mile past the Cedar Creek Mall on Highway XX in Rothschild, and online at brbautobodyinc.com.
Expect a quality job from B.R.B. Auto Body. B.R.B. Auto Body. B.R.B. Auto Body.
Hey, it's deer season, and some of us don't have the best hunting shack. But if you go see our friend Denny at the Shed Shop in Anawa and Shawano, you can find the perfect little cabin, shed, or even a deer blind. Denny at the Shed Shop has the best little buildings in the Northwoods, all made with the quality of the Mennonites. So check out the Shed Shop today. Give Denny a call at 715-584-3054. The Shed Shop.
Do you want to get the most exposure for your business for each dollar spent? Of course you do. We can help. Whether it's simple lettering, company decals, or a complex vehicle wrap, Auto Trim and Sign is a 3M certified company that can design, manufacture, and install graphics perfect for your business. You can be assured your car, truck, trailer, big rig, or your company's entire fleet will be in good hands. Check out our website at autotrimofwassa.com for examples of our work, or give us a call today, 715-842-9114.
All right, folks, and we are back. And just wanted to clear it up here real quick. We ran another Shed Shop commercial, and we still haven't, for some reason, edited the new number back in there. It is 715-584-3050, not 3054. It's 3050. So go ahead and give Denny a call out there. And ice fishing season is coming to an end, but you can still build. He can still build you a nice new cabin, you know, for camping at. You can put it out there on your 40, or he can build you a nice deer blind. You know, deer season is, you know, quite a ways off yet, but you can never prepare too early. So go ahead and get yourself a nice new deer blind to put up. You can have the best blind in your subdivision. So,
Two things.
Yep.
One, it's awfully quiet.
it is. Yeah, it is. Well, it's just us for now.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And then,
right.
second of all, you mentioned ice fishing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what. I guess the proper term is the McCleary Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Out there on, the south end of 17th Ave where it goes across, what is that, the Big Rib?
Yeah.
Did you notice the village disappeared?
Yeah. People were scrambling to get all of their ice shacks off the lake there.
I had cause to be out there just like three days ago.
Yeah.
Or 4, so 3. Drive by there, I'm like, what the heck? They don't have to be off till like March 1st.
Well, the weather's warming up, and I wouldn't want to be caught with my ice shack out there not being able to get it off the ice.
Well, the thing I found funny, ish, is that all the ones that were really close to that park, landing, whatever,
Yeah.
those were the ones that were gone. I could still see a bunch of them like way out in the middle of the.
And those are the guys that are going to be caught with their pants down. They're going to end up dropping that ice or that shack through the ice, and the DNR is going to be on them like right now. So, I mean, there's
What
still
you
ice.
you can't claim that as habitat,
No, I don't think so.
underwater reef.
Good luck. Good luck with that one. Yeah.
Oh, they sank ships for it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the biggest worry for me would be, the loss of the, whatever beer I had in the ice shack.
As I understand shack policies, there's usually none left over.
You're right. You can't leave the lake until your beer is gone. It's like not being able to take your bait back off the lake with you. You can't take your beer off the ice with you.
And how well do you bait?
Well, I'm not what some would consider a master
At it?
Yeah. But
Oh.
yeah. I don't usually go alone. That's weird. Yeah, it just took a turn, didn't it? That did take a turn. Wow.
So the question that just because things wander around here, does Joe go bait by himself?
Sometimes.
Ah.
Yeah. No, Joe, Bear Hunter Joe, he's
Apparently he exists.
he does exist. Yeah. Well, I know he exists. I work with him. I see him every night. But
I'm referring to the comment on the show last week.
yeah, yep. But no, he was down there at the show last week with us, and I seen him going around to a lot of these different booth spaces that were selling bear attractants and bear bait and all these different products, powders and scents and different, you name it. I mean, there's people that sell expired candy to put out on your bear bait, and this guy was good friends. Big E's back here, and he thinks that some of that expired candy was pretty good, but he's really
peach
good
rings.
friends. He's really good friends with a lot of these bear bait companies, and he's a pretty good spokesperson for them. He sold. We were standing at the one. What was it that North? I can't remember the name of the booth anymore.
But, we talked about it last week.
Yeah, he was he was standing there, and he sold like 15 bottles of this $20 attractant just while he was standing there. He sold like 15 of them for
because he
him.
believes in it so much.
Yeah.
It works.
And he wasn't even part of the booth.
No, but he
he's
uses their product.
Oh, I'm saying yes.
Yep.
He uses their. So in other words, he's standing there
Yeah.
talking to you or whatever,
Yeah.
and people are walking up to the booth, and he's doing a better sales job than the rep that's
He
there.
did a good enough job that the owners of the company that were standing there asked him if he was interested in going to some of their other trade shows and selling this stuff for him.
Wow.
They're gonna put him up in a hotel, pay for the booth space and all that, and have him sell for them to some of the shows that they couldn't make it to. So he does a good enough job selling that stuff. And the biggest part about that is believing in it. He believes in it so much, which why not? It works for him.
Yeah.
It works great for him. So why not? You know, he believes in it. He sells it like crazy. I was watching him, and I couldn't believe it. I didn't know that there was a salesman in Joe like that, but he can sell. That was impressive.
First of all, I didn't even know he really existed, but I seen him.
Already
He
mentioned
was-
that.
Yeah, he was like the famous Sasquatch. He showed up.
Unfortunately, but there is supposedly proof because Patrick has now witnessed it with his own eyes.
Yes.
That there's no Sasquatch?
No, that Bear Hunter Joe
Oh,
exists.
Bear Hunter Joe, yeah.
We have not gone down that road yet. Or we may not.
I seen two of them last night. Actually, I had some strange conversations.
But we'll skip last night.
Yeah, let's do that.
So this goes along, then the kind of like another to bring back from last week, talking about food and what, baiting. What about the feed plots?
What about them?
Those the guy. So there was a gentleman there that was.
Yeah, there was a food plot, extreme food plot guy.
So what they basically it's like taking your regular farm equipment and then
No, it's specialized. For doing food plots, a lot of those places are small, and you have to wind through these little trails in the woods. And today's tractors and farm equipment wouldn't make it back there.
So what you're basically like using equipment that's like your
It's miniaturized.
okay.
Yeah, and it works off of those little, them little tractors you see,
Oh yeah, not like
not really a farm tractor, not really a garden tractor. It was,
the utility or
yeah, the
series.
I call them the toy tractors, but
Okay.
yeah, you can hook them on. You can go back in these places, and you can disc and do all the things you need to do. And the funny thing is that the work on those food plots is no less strenuous on the equipment. In fact, it's probably tougher. But they have to use smaller equipment to do it. Excuse me, just because they have to get back in there. But you got to understand, a lot of this land is virgin, and so, as we all know, that anything that's virgin is tough because it hasn't been worked up and it hasn't been plowed, and then a lot of times there's stumps and rocks and things like that in there. So you're looking at me funny. Trust me.
I'm looking at Brandon funny.
All versions can give you a hard time, but anyhow, if you get back in there, a lot of times,
All 72?
all 72. Nobody, hey Allah, nobody said they were females.
Good Lord. Oh, my goodness.
How come my virgins are goats?
Oh, yay, my virgins are goats.
Oh boy.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that's it's tough on it. So these guys, they go through a lot of equipment and a lot of repairs and things like that. But they get back in there, and then they can plant things. And it's not like farming, because you're not farming
Is this
to make a profit.
Is this
So
basically you do you
you
have
want
to
the animals to eat this,
right?
Yeah.
But do you have to constantly
sometimes
reseed this, or is this
depends on what you put in there.
or is this mostly perennials?
There's a little of both. Sometimes they put it in there, and there'll be alfalfas and clovers which will stay in there, but the deer eat it so much the next year you'll be back in there planting your spring crop and stuff like that again as well. Your corn and your beans, and then turnips and rape. And rape is a form of forage. I know, it's a funny name. If you hear a deer in the woods screaming rape, he just found someplace good to eat.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. I can't believe they let us on the radio. I mean,
They just haven't come and gotten us yet.
yeah.
So
They're coming to take me away.
yeah.
They're coming to take me.
There's a little article in the Outdoor Life, and even the people that write for Outdoor Life. This guy's Mark Kenyon. I don't want to call him out by name, but he
Okay. So what did
he
Mark
just
Kenyon have to
he
say?
just doesn't get it. These guys write about trophy hunting being a loaded term and all this kind of stuff, and being misunderstood because of last year and everything. I don't know. Let me tell you something. He doesn't understand trophy hunting. He's a writer who thinks he knows a lot. He's probably one of them guys that his pants come way up to his chest. Are we going to a break? So when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about trophy hunting. How's that?
All right.
It's the ultimate tailgate event. Your chance to score big savings at Stark GM of Merrill. Last month, Stark finished 22nd in GM certified sales in the entire United States of America. So if you're looking for a GM certified pre-owned, Stark is the place. Find 30 certified pre-owned cruises starting at $9,995 or $149 a month. Choose from 14 GM certified Chevy Impalas starting at $12,988 or $196 a month. Or lease a new 2015 Chevy Cruze, just $69 a month. And Stark is your truck headquarters. And that's why you can save up to $11,000 on select 2015 crew cabs. Hurry! This ultimate tailgate event ends soon at Stark GM of Merrill and Highway 51 in Kew. Or visit us at starkmerrill.com. Plus tax and license fees. Cruise selling price $99.95, $149 a month, 0 down, 72 months, 3.49%. Impala selling price $12,988, $196 a month, 0 down, 3.84% APR, 75 months. With approved credit, 24-month lease, 10,000 miles a year, $44.50 in rebates included. Must currently lease a non-GM vehicle while supplies last. See dealer for details. Based on August GM certified pre-owned sales in the country.
Looking for the perfect gift for your hunter? How about some hydrographic dipping? Check out Adrenaline Hydro down at the Cedar Creek Mall. They're located in the Biggie Outdoor Museum and Pro Shop. You'll find the hydrographic solution to all your needs. Let Adrenaline Hydro put a custom look on your gun stock, deer skulls, bar glasses, car and truck rims, or even put a graphic design on the entire interior of your car or truck. Come see us for a deer season special. Bring us your deer head, uncleaned, and we'll beetle clean it and dip it with your choice of over 1,000 different patterns for only $125 for the whole package. Get on down to Cedar Creek Mall and grab a gift certificate for this now before the special ends. That's Adrenaline Hydro down at the Cedar Creek Mall, located in the Biggie Outdoor Museum and Pro Shop. Every single day, people just like you are leading happier, healthier lives by working out at Snap Fitness. With 2 locations, one in Weston and one in Wausau across from Fleet Farm, the hardest part of getting into shape is just walking into gym for the first time. So don't wait any longer. Head on down to the best deal in town and the best atmosphere you'll find for getting into shape. Trained professionals at Snap Fitness make them the perfect choice over any other fitness center in the area. Snap offers fitness classes, professional trainers, and the best equipment around. Get your own personal key to a private gym. Work out anytime you want, 24/7 in a members-only environment. No need to lock into the long-term contracts of other gyms, and tell them you want the Biggie Outdoor Special to get the best deal around on your membership. Snap Fitness in Wausau and Weston.
All right, folks, and we are back.
Yeah.
We are halfway through the show, so
Consider
just hang in
yourself
there.
warned.
Yeah. So, anyways, what was this?
We were talking about trophy hunting.
Yeah, Mark Kenyon.
Mark Kenyon.
The guy who just don't get it.
He just doesn't get it. He's one of these writers, and he puts out articles, and then he figures, well, hey, whatever I write is definitely going to be. It's just like, no, you're way off base on this one there, doofus. But it's I'm going to tell you, trophy hunting is not a bad thing.
No.
It's a misused term. It's not a bad term. It's misused. I'm a trophy hunter.
Yeah, you were doing a little trophy hunting last night, weren't you? That guy.
Whatever. To get off the subject, I met a gal actually that told me that she's in the choir for church in the morning. She couldn't listen to our show, and I said, really? And she said, yeah, she's in the handbell choir.
Oh, cool.
So you don't really sing. You just stand there and ring bells. The Salvation Army does that stuff. And officially, if you ring bells, that would make you a ding-dong. Wouldn't it?
Wow. Yeah, it would.
What are you? I'm a ding-dong.
We know.
So, anyhow, just conversations that we had with people. I was with a couple buddies, and we were laughing. I wish you'd have been there. I never laughed so much in my entire life. Those two guys, after they have a couple in them, they're funny. It was funny. And I did see Sasquatch and her sister.
Oh man!
But anyway, back on this trophy hunting thing. A trophy hunter is someone that takes the time to hunt for an animal that's mature, and yes, he's harvesting a trophy. He keeps. You could be a meat hunter and end up with taxidermy on your wall because you shot a big one. But the fact that you are a trophy hunter sets you aside, and it tells that you are taking your time to not shoot immature animals or animals that are just any animal that comes by. You don't shoot the first buck. You don't shoot whatever. And even if it's the last day of season and there's one out there that would be a very good looking trophy on the wall, you don't shoot it if it's not the right animal, because that's not the trophy. So trophy hunters actually are the kind of people that selectively hunt, shoot the right animal at the right time. And that term started because the folks that would go to Africa cannot bring back the meat. But all of the meat that's harvested over there provides for the people, because those folks eat a lot different than we do.
Yeah.
There's 3 countries in the world right now that have the model for wildlife. And their wildlife are coming back and doing strong. One is the United States. Another one's New Zealand, and another one is South Africa. All other countries are hurting, and their wildlife is going downhill. And it's because they do not hunt. Hunters and trophy hunters are the ones that bring this stuff back. The value is put on the animal. Therefore, people protect it because they know that the animal is worth something. If diamonds weren't worth anything, people would throw them all away.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens with our wildlife.
Could you imagine how different things would be without diamonds? I mean, I got this nice piece of granite.
Yeah. I cut you a nice marble ring. Look, I'm giving you a cat's eye or whatever they call them things. Snake eyes. No, that's something else.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
But anyhow, the fact that trophy hunters would go over there and hunt, and then the meat goes to the people over there, and they bring back the trophy. They call them trophy hunters. Mm-hmm. People that hunt and kill an animal and leave the meat go to waste and just take the horns are called poachers.
Yes.
And let's get that straight, that's a difference. And that's the thing that we need to differentiate without getting into death threats and threatening to whoop somebody's hind end and all that kind of stuff on Facebook. We need to differentiate the difference between a poacher and a hunter. Because the hunters are conservationists. Without hunters, there would be no conservation. Because nobody else is donating the money and doing anything to help the environment in the manner that the hunters are. Hunters rebuild wetlands. When you go out there and there's these big projects where people are rebuilding wetlands for ducks, they're moving elk and repopulating areas with elk. There ain't a greenie or a liberal in that bunch.
No.
Them are all hunters. So I got news for these people. And they say, oh, just leave the animals be and let them live the way they did years and years ago. Well, years and years ago, there weren't any people out here, folks. And even so, predators were on the rise. And predators were starting to take down a lot of this wildlife. Now there's people here. Like it or not, if you're complaining about hunters and all that, you are one of the problem. If you want to give everything back to its natural state, start by killing yourself. Because there's too many people. And too many houses and too many apartments, and it's all encroached on in a wildlife habitat and everything like that. And so don't even bother calling suicide hotline. Just head straight for the garage and find yourself a rope. Because you're the problem. The animals cannot live naturally anymore. There's too much human intervention. Mm-hmm. So the only thing that we can do is to manage them. And when we stop managing them, then the hungry people will shoot whatever's there for food, and there won't be anything. Go to these other countries that don't allow hunting, and there ain't any animals there. There's nothing there. They're not game rich. It's not like you go there and it's a big zoo. Then you got Petey the panda bear walking around, and the koala bears and everything, and it's a big, Shangri-La with animals over there greeting you at the door. It doesn't happen. You go to those countries, there are no animals. One of the biggest countries in the world right now for greenies and tree huggers and people who don't know their a-hole from a hole in the ground is England.
Yeah.
How many big game animals you know of in England that people go to hunt? There's nothing there except birds that they put out for the hunt.
Yeah. Yep.
And fox. They run some fox. But otherwise, there's nothing there. They've hunted it off.
Yeah.
They are the anti-conservation arm of, and they don't even realize it. They're just stupid. So yeah, listen. I mean, if you're a greenie or a liberal, and I just offended you,
so be it.
so be it. Go on Facebook, get my phone number, and call me. I'll tell you what I think. Yeah.
I found another article here on the Outdoor News as well. And with turkey season being around the corner, and we've been talking a little bit about that too.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma, the hunters are worried about an avian pox outbreak that may have come to the state.
That'd be
And,
like chicken pox.
Huh?
That'd be like a kind of chicken pox, right?
Well, I guess I don't know too much about the avian pox, but but
I don't know.
I would guess pox is pox. I don't know. I don't know too much about it, but I know that
I know I'm going to look it up.
humans cannot get it.
Oh.
And generally, a bird that does have avian pox is edible. You just might want to cut around the infected areas of the bird. And it says here, avoid eating the lungs. Well, who's going to eat the lungs anyway?
Okay, well, you know what, though? There are people out there, and there are different cultures.
Yeah.
Some of the Asian cultures and some of the, they eat different parts of the animals.
Yeah.
And it's part of their culture, so be it.
Yeah, exactly.
I give them kudos for going out and hunting and everything like that. We've got a large Asian population here in Wausau area and in Wisconsin, and they do a lot of hunting.
Yeah, and they consume a lot of that stuff. I mean,
and they
why not?
and they
The
don't
animal
waste.
Don't go to waste.
No,
Yeah.
they do not waste. So I give them credit for that.
So what happened here is a picture of a wild turkey with unsightly lesions across its neck and face has surfaced on the internet.
This is what avian pox looks like. It's nasty.
Yeah, I got a picture of it here too. This turkey on the tailgate
I knew
of
a
a
woman
truck.
that had toes that looked like that.
Anyways, this picture surfaced on the internet pretty recently, and experts say that the symptoms are indicative of avian pox. And according to a biologist who forwarded the photos to the NWTF, the turkey came from private land near Seminole, and the bird was not able to be examined by the state wildlife officials since it was disposed shortly afterwards. And they also reported that there was another case of possible avian pox late last year, but that bird was also not able to be retrieved for testing. So
when you look at it in chickens, look here.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of chickens out there that have that.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you would just think that it
They
was...
look like little warts. They look like genital warts all over that red comb on there.
Yep.
I've never seen genital. I'm just guessing.
I was just going to say, how do you know?
No,
But yeah.
But they do. They got some. They're that's nasty looking.
But this disease is...
It's transmitted by direct or indirect contact.
It's a viral disease especially prevalent in the southeastern United States and transmitted through blood-feeding insects and through direct contact with infected birds. It can be fatal, but many turkeys often live with the disease for long periods of time, resulting in this nasty-looking bird, this picture that's on this article on the Outdoor News.
It's pretty serious. And
Yeah.
don't touch it because you can spread it by touching it. You can't get it,
No, it cannot be passed to humans.
but you can spread it.
And it says the meat is, from the infected birds, the meat is generally edible.
Yeah, it looks like it's a surface or a dermatological.
Easy,
A skin
buddy.
outbreak.
Easy, buddy. That's a big word. Big word. Big
It says
word.
after the infection is introduced, it spreads within the flock by mosquitoes as well as direct and indirect contact. Recovered birds
Yep.
That means if they get rid of it,
Yep.
do not remain carriers.
Yep. And they don't want to. They want to do some testing on this. So if you know somebody who hunts in these areas where they're worried about it, or if you hunt in these areas,
or actually you'd be watching birds on your farms too.
Yeah, that too.
That's where it's coming from.
But anyways, if you come up with one of these birds, if you harvest one, keep it cold, but don't freeze it, and get it to a wildlife agency for examination. That way they can confirm it or do some testing on it and just and see what's going on there. But it does seem like there is a couple of birds that are coming up with this avian pox. So not the greatest news for hunters with turkey season right around the corner, but it's also not the worst news. I mean,
now, don't get upset if you shoot an ugly turkey. They're all ugly, but it's, if it's got
still,
lesions on it.
You can still eat the bird. So,
right.
So there you have it.
Would you, though? I mean, it just comes down to common sense. It's like, if you shoot an animal that looks sick, I would probably just say, hey, look, you know what? I put it out of its misery, and that was a good thing.
Yeah.
I stopped it from spreading. That's a good thing. But
Cut your losses and don't take the
it.
chance. Yeah. So
that brings us to the CWD thing, And the people are always complaining about, first of all, CWD's never crossed species lines. It never crossed to humans. It can't hurt humans. It's not like mad cow disease, and we still eat beef. We're not out there banning beef farmers.
No, yeah, exactly.
We're dealing with it. And so I can tell you that CWD did not come from deer farms. It came from the wild. That's where it came from. It's everywhere. And, if you shoot an animal that looks sick, then just don't eat it. Mm-hmm. But a lot of these places where they're doing these testing and coming up with these, and they're saying, oh, yeah, we found CWD here, we found CWD there, we found it on this farm, we found it. The deer weren't even sick.
No.
They're just they just have the prion in their head.
Yeah.
So it's like,
that don't make it a bad animal. It doesn't make it sick. Yeah.
They're overreacting for nothing and causing a big
We're
scare.
carriers of a lot of things that we don't show the symptoms of neither.
That's right.
So.
That's right.
Yep.
If they're going to worry about CWD and all that, and they want to ban all that, then they need to start euthanizing people with sexually transmitted diseases.
Like I carry the gene for being an a-hole, but that doesn't make me one.
No. You were just born into it.
Yeah, exactly. A long line of us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where are we at on time?
Yeah. I
think the music is coming.
Yeah, with that, let's just take another quick break here, folks, and then we'll come right back to you. Hang tight.
My brother Paul was a real Renaissance man, a big city ER doctor, an outdoorsman, and always the smartest person in the room. When he was killed in a deer vehicle collision, I thought it was a freak accident, but I was wrong.
Each year, deer vehicle crashes cause death, damage, and injuries. About 1 in every 100 drivers is likely to have a collision with a deer. For tips to avoid hitting a deer and the best rates in town, visit Champion Insurance in Weston. Troy Champion, your personal Erie insurance agent. A message from Troy Champion Insurance and Erie Insurance Agencies. Blazing Gifts at 1701 North 6th Street in Wausau is your downtown destination for novelty and specialty gifts. Stop in and check out Blazing Gifts for t-shirts, knives, and other specialty items, including incense, candles, and more. Blazing Gifts handles items not found in everyday stores, even custom decals made to order. Check out Blazing Gifts at 1701 North 6th Street, downtown Wausau. Big E Outdoors, located at Cedar Creek, is reopening its doors soon after its new remodeling. Home to the area's first and only big game hunting museum, with educational exhibits displaying animals from around the world and facts around the hunters' contributions to their survival. Pick up some unique souvenirs and gifts from the museum and from the Big E TV shows. Meet the pro staff from Big E TV and Big E Outdoor Radio. A great place to stop in with the whole family. And while you're there, book your next hunting trip with the Big E Outdoors Professional Hunters. With over 21 personal hunting destinations worldwide, you'll be sure to find a quality getaway with the Big E Outdoors destinations. Big E Outdoors is also home to Adrenaline Hydrographic. Check us out online at BigEOutfitters.com and register to win a free hunt. Big E Outdoors at Cedar Creek.
So this guy came into the store recently and he said, it's my 30th anniversary and I want to get something fine for my wife. I haven't bought her jewelry in a long time and it's time. Well, of course, we agreed and we helped him find a diamond bracelet that we were quite sure would blow her socks off. Well, a few days later, he came back into Jim Creshock's and we asked him, so did she like her bracelet? He looked at us and he smiled and then he said, well, she liked it so much that she... And then he stopped smiling. She liked it so much that she... What? We said. Well, she liked it so much that she... And then he stopped again. And then we got it. So she's very happy, I said. And he nodded. And you're very happy, I said. And he nodded again. And I said, now that is what we're talking about. We're Jim Creshock Jewelers on Rib Mountain Drive. And nobody renders guys speechless quite like we do.
All right, folks, and we are back for a very short time here before we have to wrap it up and go to the top of the hour.
Okay.
So, but anyways,
what do you got there?
I found another article here on OutdoorNews.com. There's a lot of really good articles that I found this week. You can check these all out for yourselves on OutdoorNews.com, folks.
But why? You can just tune into Big E Outdoor Radio.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll talk about anything that's pertinent.
Yeah.
Because we take outdoors very serious here, as you might know.
Yeah. Yes, we do. It says researchers at the University of Vermont and the Smithsonian's Conservation Biology Institute recently published a study on the first ever malaria parasite known to live in the deer species.
Malaria. That's not a good thing.
Yeah. It was found in white-tailed deer, and these are not isolated cases, and they believe the parasite is actually incredibly widespread and is estimated to be present in roughly 25% of all white-tailed deer on the East Coast. Fortunately, the parasite is not believed to be much of a threat to humans.
Oh, but we better wipe them out.
So, it says that this Martinson, this person who was collecting this DNA, they were collecting mosquitoes for the Smithsonian's National Zoo when she identified a parasite containing a DNA profile which she did not recognize.
So in other words, it's really not malaria. It's got a DNA profile that looks like it.
Well, if you read farther here, further research into the parasite found that it infected white-tailed deer, but in such small numbers that it had not been identified until now. And they noted that the parasite was first suspected to reside in deer back in '67. But since malaria parasites did not infect mammals in both North or South America, they treated that report like a sighting of Bigfoot. So there's Bigfoot keeps coming up.
Yes, and I'm telling you that. So, well, the thing is, though, is that what it really tells you is they keep finding all these new things. You keep testing, you're going to find that's where they're blowing the CWD thing out of the water. There's all these little different things that have gone wrong with deer. Okay, one can die of malaria, one can die of a cold, one can die of whatever. And they just say, well, it got skinny, got sick, and died. It had to be CWD.
Yep. It says this study that they did involved a screening of more than 300 white-tailed deer. So really this screening, they didn't do a very wide screening of it. But anyways, 300 white-tailed deer from across 17 states. 41 of the animals contained the parasite, but all were from the eastern states. None of the animals from the western states were found with the parasite. Other species tested by researchers, such as cows or elk, did not contain the parasite.
Oh, that's because they couldn't find enough.
So, yeah.
There's one cure for it all.
Yep.
I can get rid of all of it. Malaria, CWD, the whole works.
Yep. And it does raise some worries about
nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Just wipe everything out and start over.
It says the new discovery raises some worries and questions. Can the parasite affect humans? Will it jump to other wildlife or domestic animals? How is it affecting the deer populations? And it says at this time...
Don't know.
Yeah, at the time when the virus, they call it the Zika virus, Zika.
Probably because that was the name of the broad that found it.
Is causing panic in South America. And researchers are quick to calm worries and state that the newly discovered parasite should not infect humans. How it impacts deer and other wildlife populations, however, is now cause for speculation. And it says that they suspect the parasite to have only a mild effect on the overall whitetail population, but will need to complete further research before she and her team can say more. So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Malaria parasite in whitetail deer.
Yep.
And it's a big deal because they studied it on 300 animals. So, good Lord.
Well, what it is that person's looking for funding to do their own thing.
Pretty much.
So they could only afford to do 300, but they're hoping that the government will come in and fund them so that they can then create a panic and start going after people's livings.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, it's. I thought this was going to be a bigger article than that, but
It's not.
it turns out they need to do some more research before this becomes a thing.
So like everything else.
So,
Yeah.
But a lot of different things you can find on this Outdoor News website. And
we're at the hard hour here.
We are. We're going to go to a quick break here, folks, and actually a little bit longer break, and we'll be back with our third and final hour of Big E Outdoor Radio.
Ooh, yay.
Stay tuned, and we'll be back.